Ambassador. An ambassador is a government worker who works in another country.
The ambassador from Korea was in charge of the conference.
Blonde. If someone is a blonde, they have light-colored hair.
My cousin is different from me. She is a blonde with blue eyes.
Conquer. To conquer a country means to attack and take control of it.
The soldiers were trying to conquer the world.
Drag. To drag something means to pull it across the ground.
The dog was dragging his owner down the street.
Exaggerate. To exaggerate is to say that something is bigger or better than it really is.
Jimmy wasn't exaggerating about the seriousness of his injury.
Heritage. Heritage is the collection of features of a society, such as language and religion.
Teepees are part of the heritage of the American Indians of the Plains.
Insult. To insult someone is to say things that will hurt their feelings.
The girls insulted each other all afternoon.
Meanwhile. Meanwhile means until something happens or while something is happening.
He wants to be a doctor in the future, but meanwhile, he works a regular job.
Necklace. A necklace is a piece of jewelry that people wear around their necks.
Joyce received a lovely pearl necklace for her wedding anniversary.
Noble. A noble is a rich and powerful person.
The Queen invited a noble from a nearby country to dinner.
Precious. When something is precious, it is valuable and important.
In a desert, water can be more precious than money.
Prejudice. A prejudice is an unfair opinion about someone before you get to know them.
The company's rules against gender prejudice must be enforced.
Rumor. A rumor is a story that may not be true.
Carla was spreading rumors around the office.
Sin. A sin is something that is wrong for religious reasons.
Taking something that doesn't belong to you is a sin.
Spectacle. A spectacle is an amazing sight.
Niagara Falls is quite a spectacle.
Stack. A stack is a pile of different things.
There was a stack of paperwork on his desk to complete.
Suspicious. If someone is suspicious of someone else, they do not trust that person.
Dad was suspicious of the caller on the line.
Tin. Tin is a cheap white metal.
Soup is a common food that is often sold in tin cans.
Vase. A vase is an attractive container where people keep flowers.
The vase was filled with such lovely flowers.
Circulate. To circulate something is to spread it quickly.
The fan helped to circulate cool air through the room.
Consequent. Consequent means happening because of a different situation.
Her consequent rash came after she touched the poison ivy.
Derive. To derive something from another source means to get it from that thing.
Red's nickname was derived from the color of her hair.
Drown. To drown is to die from not being able to breathe underwater.
He would have drowned if the sailors would not have rescued him.
Dynasty. A dynasty is a series of rulers who are all from the same family.
The ancient Egyptians had a dynasty that lasted for many years.
Fraction. A fraction is a small part of something.
Only a fraction of the cake was gone.
Frost. Frost is a white layer of ice that forms during very cold weather.
In the morning, the trees were all covered with frost.
Illusion. An illusion is something that looks real but doesn't actually exist.
Some pictures create an illusion for the eyes.
Invade. To invade is to take over a place by force.
The enemy forces tried to invade our country through the air.
Lieutenant. A lieutenant is a rank in the military or police, or a person with that rank.
The lieutenant was a good leader, and his soldiers respected him.
Marine. The word marine describes something related to the sea.
A healthy ocean is full of marine animals.
Merit. The merit of something or someone is their good qualities.
The actor received an award for his merits in the movie.
Navy. A navy is the part of a country's military that fights at sea.
My country is known for our strong navy.
Polar. Polar relates to the cold places on Earth's north and south ends.
Only a few people live in the Earth's northern polar region.
Ray. A ray is a line of light that comes from a bright object.
The sun's warm rays covered the beach.
Resign. To resign means to quit a job.
After I officially resigned from work, I said goodbye to my boss.
Suicide. Suicide is the act of killing oneself.
Some people feel so sad that they think suicide is the only answer.
Tremble. To tremble is to shake as a result of cold weather.
Harry was not used to the cold, so he trembled most of the day.
Underlying. When something is underlying, it is a hidden cause of something else.
Her underlying fear of flying reduced her traveling options.
Via. To travel via something means to travel through or using something.
We arrived in the city from the airport via the train.
Ache. If something aches, it hurts.
Mindy's head ached because she bumped it against the wall.
Arctic. If something is Arctic, it is from far north near the North Pole.
It is cold when the Arctic winds blow.
Canal. A canal is a path for water to travel through.
The city of Venice, Italy has many canals.
Chemist. A chemist is a scientist who works with chemicals.
My mother is a successful chemist who helps invent new products.
Chill. A chill is a feeling of cold.
The chill from the cold wind made Bill shiver.
Congress. Congress is a group of leaders in a government.
Congress makes laws for people to follow.
Dairy. If something is dairy, it is made from milk.
Things like milk and cheese are dairy foods.
Descend. To descend is to go downward.
I descended the stairs to get out of the building.
Grocer. A grocer is a person who sells food.
Our grocer, Mr. Smith, is a very kind man.
Hesitate. To hesitate is to wait for a short time before doing something.
He hesitated for a moment before he decided which choice to make.
Institution. An institution is an organization that works to help a city or group of people.
Banks are vital institutions that businesses and people use every day.
Jog. To jog is to run slowly.
He jogs every day so he can be healthier.
Merchant. A merchant is a person who sells things.
The merchant was selling used cars.
Poke. To poke something is to push it with your finger.
I poked my finger on a thumbtack.
Postpone. To postpone something is to make it happen later than planned.
They postponed the meeting until Elena arrived.
Splash. When a liquid splashes, it bursts and hits something.
Some green paint splashed upon the floor.
Stubborn. If people are stubborn, they don't change their minds easily.
Both of my parents are stubborn. They never give in to each other.
Suburb. A suburb is a small part of a large city.
I grew up in the suburbs only a few minutes outside of the city.
Tide. The tide is the level of the water in the sea.
The tide continued to crawl upon the beach little by little.
Tragedy. A tragedy is a very sad event.
It was a tragedy when his house was struck by lightning and burned.
Bomb. A bomb is an object that explodes and destroys large areas.
The bomb will destroy anything that is near.
Certificate. A certificate is a document that says that something is true or happened.
I was given a certificate after completing the computer course.
Circumstance. A circumstance is an event that makes a situation what it is.
There were many circumstances behind their success, like hard work.
Coffin. A coffin is a box used to bury dead people.
When a person passes away, they are usually buried inside of a coffin.
Cope. To cope with a difficult or stressful situation means to deal with it.
He copes with work stress by exercising 3 or 4 times a week.
Criticism. Criticism is the act of saying that you don't like or approve of something.
She had a lot of criticism about their new plan.
Devastate. To devastate something means to completely destroy it.
The entire wall was devastated.
Frown. To frown is to make an unhappy look with your face.
Melissa frowned when she found out that the party had been canceled.
Gaze. To gaze at something means to look at it for a long time.
We used a telescope to gaze at the stars for over an hour.
Glance. To glance at something means to look at it quickly.
She glanced behind her to see if he was looking at her.
Grief. Grief is the feeling of deep sadness, usually when a person dies.
The grief caused by losing her parents was very difficult for her.
Groom. A groom is a man who is going to be married.
The groom looked happy as he walked with his new wife.
License. A license is an official document that gives one permission to do something.
In the United States, you need a driver's license to drive legally.
Microscope. A microscope is a device that makes small objects look bigger.
Germs cannot be seen without a microscope.
Nuclear. When something is nuclear, it relates to the division or joining of atoms.
Nuclear power plants provide inexpensive energy to cities.
Portray. To portray something means to describe it or show it in a picture.
Her picture portrayed the house she grew up in when she was little.
Rotate. To rotate something means to turn it around in a circle.
An airplane's propellers rotate quickly to help it fly.
Souvenir. A souvenir is something you buy to remind you of a place or event.
I bought a Russian doll as a souvenir from my trip to Moscow.
Submarine. A submarine is a boat that can go underwater for long periods of time.
The submarine dove under the sea so the enemy couldn't see it.
Trace. To trace something means to follow over it with the eyes or a finger.
He traced over the graph with his finger.
Appliance. An appliance is a piece of equipment used for jobs in the home.
Many homes have appliances like ovens, toasters, and refrigerators.
Basin. A basin is a large bowl for washing things. A sink is sometimes called a basin.
She filled the basin with water and washed her face.
Broom. A broom is a brush with a long handle used for cleaning floors.
My father usually uses a broom to sweep away dust in the basement.
Caterpillar. A caterpillar is a small insect that looks like a worm and eats plants.
After eating a lot of leaves, caterpillars change into butterflies.
Cupboard. A cupboard is a piece of furniture that is used to store food or household items.
We put all of our dishes and food in the cupboards.
Delicate. If something or someone is delicate, they are easy to break or harm.
You should hold the baby carefully because she's very delicate.
Emerge. To emerge from something means to come out of it.
The hand suddenly emerged from the grave.
Handicap. A handicap is a condition that limits someone's mental or physical abilities.
Joe has a slight handicap, so he uses a walker to get around.
Hook. A hook is a sharp, curved piece of metal used for catching or holding things.
The fish went after the sharp hook.
Hop. To hop means to jump a short distance.
The kangaroo quickly hopped away from danger.
Laundry. Laundry is clothes that have been or need to be washed.
He folded the clean laundry and put the dirty laundry in a basket.
Pursue. To pursue someone or something is to chase or follow them.
The mother pursued her young child down the hill.
Reluctant. If someone is reluctant, they do not want to do something.
She was reluctant to eat the meager breakfast.
Sleeve. Sleeves are the part of a shirt where your arms go.
Ryan bought a new shirt with long sleeves to keep his arms warm.
Spine. The spine is the bone that runs up and down the middle of the back.
Our spine helps us to stand up nice and straight.
Stain. A stain is a dirty mark that is difficult to clean.
He had a red stain on the collar of his shirt.
strip. A strip is a long, narrow piece of material or land.
He had long strips of film that held images of his trip abroad.
Swear. To swear means to promise to do something.
I will put my hand on the Bible and swear to do my best for the country.
Swing. To swing something means to move it back and forth or from side to side.
He can swing a golf club very powerfully.
Utilize. To utilize something means to use it for a specific purpose.
They utilized a pair of scissors to cut the ribbon.